A website is a collection of interconnected web pages that are accessible via the internet and typically hosted under a common domain name. It serves various purposes. Launching our website allows us to create a dedicated online presence to share information, engage with our audience, and showcase our offerings to a global audience, enhancing our visibility and impact. We are excited to announce the launch of our new website called inclusivelearning.sssvv.org. It is the Sri Satya Sai Vidyavahini website for the inclusive education program, which will be a single platform for the creation and dissemination of all the content, aids, and capacity building material that's required for all inclusive ecosystem. This website caters to all stakeholders associated with the inclusive ecosystem like teachers, parents, caregivers, school management, students, special educators, to name a few. This website has been developed on WordPress and serves as a web portal for all our IE content creators to create, review, and publish. We are extremely grateful to Indie Tech Pioneer Solutions Limited for their contributions in developing this web portal. I now request the Managing Trustee of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust, Sri R.J. Ratnakar, sir, to offer the website to Bhagwan. Thank you, sir. All this was possible with the grace of our dear Bhagwan. Indeed, a proud moment for us. I now request Dr. Srividya to give us some input on the website.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most loving and humble salutation at Swami's divine lotus feet. Respected elders, dignitaries, Managing Trustee Sir, other trustees, Vice Chancellor Sir, and dear brothers and sisters, we are indeed grateful to Swami and to all the volunteers and Inditex who has helped us create this wonderful website. It is not just a website, it has all the possible enablements for people with disabilities and special needs to use it very effectively. Vinay, can you please log in? I will just take you quickly, just 2 minutes, through how you can navigate through this website and what are the various options available. So you have already seen the home page. When it comes to resources, there will be scholastic material, there will be digital assets and material that is required for special needs, for experiential learning, for immersive spaces, because infrastructure and spaces are very important for an inclusive ecosystem. There will be number of inputs given and number of strategies given for guidelines and salient practices, and a special dedicated approach to learning teaching materials, because learning teaching materials become a very important asset when it comes to an inclusive ecosystem. So under Scholastic, to start with, we will have foundational literacy, foundational numeracy, computer skills, arts and crafts, environmental studies, and mathematics. It will be different from mainstay in terms of giving all the adaptations, modifications, scaffolds, the assisted technology that is required for an inclusive classroom. It will also have something called as an inclusive classroom kit, which will enable the teacher to have all the additional elements that are required for her to conduct efficiently and effectively an inclusive classroom. So when we go to special needs, activities for daily living, instrumental activities for daily living, social narratives, peer systems, and various skills, which includes social interpersonal skills, emotional behavior skills, communication skills, leisure, motor, pre-vocational, and vocational skills. So all this which we have here, for example, a social narrative, suppose we are going to have a social narrative that is connected to a classroom environment or a classroom climate, there will be internal connection which this system itself, this website itself will establish for a teacher to access material from whichever source, whichever means she wants to correlate and access. Experiential learning, we will have sports and games, yoga, assembly programs, special programs, music, and dance. When it comes to immersive spaces, it will be all to do with the infrastructure, the walls and corridors of the school, and the bulletin boards, because the bulletin boards also have to be made inclusive. Capacity building is a very important, I wouldn't say vertical, it's almost like a horizontal of the program. We will have capacity building or training in early childhood development, because early intervention is the most important thing when it comes to inclusive education. Learning disabilities, the spectrum, autism spectrum disorder, visual impairment, speech and hearing impairment, and mindfulness. We are also working on other verticals which will be added on as and when we are ready with those materials. We will have something called as IMI stories, which is like the journey, the story of people who have been, who have had disabilities or even multiple disabilities. What has been their journey? How have they made it, and how have they become successful, and how have they progressed? So this will become like an inspiration and motivation to all the stakeholders associated with the inclusive education or the inclusive platform: parents, teachers, caregivers, everybody. We will also talk about the events that we regularly have for our volunteers and for external people. And how do you associate yourself with the program in case you are interested? Where do you register to volunteer? Whom do you contact? Those details will be under Engage. This is our platform, offering it to Swami. Thanks to Managing Trustee Sir, Sri Ratnakar Garu, for inaugurating it for us, for launching it for us today. Thank you all. Sai Ram.